Hello everyone, welcome to Naomi's Bookshelf. Today we're going to go over my TBR for Faustathon. So Faustathon is a 2-week readathon that I am a co-host of. It's the last 2 weeks of August and we are reading books that are inspired by the legend of Dr. Faustus, who sold his soul to the devil, or did a deal with the devil essentially. So I have here at TBR, we have a bingo card which I'll put up here for you in case you're interested in partaking. It's very simple. We're just reading versions of Faust. I have a couple ideas that I am going to be definitely reading and some that I want to partake in potentially, but I am very intrigued for the rest. So let's go through what my bingo card will be looking like. So for the top point, it is to read the host choice, and I, as a host, I will be reading Rosemary's Baby. This one is by Ira Levin, and I don't know much about this, but I have fallen in love with Ira Levin's writing style and his mysteries, his psychological twists, and I am very excited. I just know that this is a version of Faust, and I am excited. Something about the devil and Rosemary's Child. I think this is Ira Levin's most famous work, but I have never read it. I've only read The Boys from Brazil and A Kiss Before Dying by Ira Levin, so I'm excited to read this one. It is just over 200 pages, and I am excited that this is my choice for host choice, but host choice can be any book that we are reading. And I would highly recommend The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue if you have never read that one. That's a great one too for Faust, and I would recommend it. I'm not going to be rereading it, but that's a great one as well for this bingo card. For any of the options for like a version of Faust, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is a good one. But I'll be reading Rosemary's Baby for the host choice. The next square is to read Faust by Goethe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This one I will be reading. I have it at my library. It's done in a dual. So one page in, like, this one is in German, this one is in English. So it's like twice the length of what it actually is. But I think that's really cool. So I am actually really intrigued to read this because I've only read Addie LaRue and then our group read, which I will be rereading. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I am excited to read this one and see what this version says about the legend of Faust. So this is it. I'm sorry if I'm trying to get even more sweaty or like shiny. It's like 40 degrees almost here. I'm sorry. And that's like, I think it's like 101 Fahrenheit. So it's hot. Anyways, I'll be reading this one for obviously Goethe's Faust, and I'm probably butchering that name. Anyways, the next square on our bingo card is in fact the group read, which is Dr. Faustus. I'm reading it from this one, which is by Christopher Marlowe. I've read it before, and I went from reading only Shakespeare plays from that era to reading Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, and I was completely thrown off. I had no idea what I was reading, and that's because they're just very different. So I'm excited to reread this. I'm hoping that I can actually read it in this form, because if I can find it, there we go. There's lots of notes that someone wrote in here, and I think that'll be really interesting to read. So there's also little footnotes throughout the book. So I'm hoping that will be a great way for me to read Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe, the original Faustus legend book. So I'm excited for that one. So for the next one, just to watch an adaptation of Faust. I have taken up from my library this opera selection. I just looked up online what I had at the library that was Faust related, and this came up, but I don't know what is in this that's Faust related. So I'm gonna check it out and see. And honestly, I haven't done my research yet on this one in particular, but I've also requested from my library, and it hasn't come in yet, the picture of Dorian Gray, which is a movie I've never watched. I've read the book, but I've never watched the film. So I'm excited to watch the version and see what it is, because this is also a version of Faust, which Rainey is reading. So I will link actually all the hosts down below. But this one I'll be intrigued to watch the version of, as I've never but never watched this before. So the next one is to listen to a version of Faust. And so I could re-listen to the LibriVox version, which I think is a wonderful way if you're wanting to get your hands on a free audiobook. But I have caved and bought the audiobooks that the BBC put out of Christopher Marlowe's plays, because Christy could not praise it enough of the Dr. Faustus version. So I'm excited to listen to that as well. So I have the audiobook from the BBC radio drama, I think it is. I'm excited for that, and I can't wait. So there's that one. The last two are to join us in sprints, and I will be going on live sprints, reading sprints for the first live kickoff essentially, which is the starting point of the 14th? Yes, 14th. I almost thought 15th, but it's the 14th. The last one, because I've kind of worked my way around in a weird way, is to read a different version of Faust. And I don't know if I will be doing that because I already have 3 books on this, and I don't want to like pressure myself too much with this one being a different version of Faust, but I would recommend Addie LaRue, like I said, if you are interested in that. However, I am really intrigued by Dorothy L. Sayers, which is the one that Christy's reading. I think it's called The Devil to Pay. I have heard great things about Dorothy L. Sayers, and I have never read her work, so I'm thinking that might be a great one to pick up for this time if I have the extra time. Otherwise, I can double up. That is something you can totally do with this. So I'm excited that I have hopefully, or I will hopefully complete a blackout of this board, but I'm excited that I can knock off almost everything with different prompts or different books. So that is my plan. So please let me know down below if you're participating in Faustathon, what you're reading, if you have any recommendations for books or movies where you make a deal with the devil, because that is the whole point of Faustathon or Faustus retellings or Faustus origins. So I would love to hear if you have any recommendations that people can look for or that I can look for, maybe to fill in that reading another version. I'd love to hear what you recommend. Also, if you would like to participate, please do. We have our hashtag, which is Faustathon, the bingo card, and we would love to have as much love of this legend or as much, I don't know, exploration of this legend maybe, if you would like that term as well. Please also like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new here, the whole shebang. But I would really just enjoy it if everyone would join us, because we are doing a group discussion, or maybe not group discussion, but we are going to be doing a live show at the end to talk about all that we have read, and I would love to hear what everyone has read at the end. So I would love to have all of you join in. So thank you so much for maybe joining us. I hope that you will, and hopefully we will see you for our Faustathon reading sprints on Rainey's channel. I will link everyone's down below, like I said, and the bingo card is here one more time, but also linked down below. Anyways, bye for now.